Aloha friends, it's Robert Stehlik with Blue Planet Surf for the weekly video on our YouTube channel. This day I was at the lookout watching my buddies having fun out there on the water. So I quickly gathered my gear and made my way down to the waves and the wind. Rigged up my gear and went into the water. Always feels good to get wet. Even when the world's going crazy, we can still have fun out there. I'm using a GoPro chesty mount with the GoPro Max camera. The wind conditions that day were about, I would say about 15 knots. It was kind of gusty, maybe 5 to 20 knots in the gusts. And I was using a 6-meter duotone echo and a 5.4 Blue Planet foil board, wing foil board, and a Levitas Shaka foil. So here I'm out there with the GoPro Max. I'm able to change the angle of the footage, which is cool, but it takes a lot of time to edit the footage. You have to go through it, find the ones you want, and then edit each individual video. So it does take some time, but the video is pretty impressive. So I wanted to try out the chest mount. That's the first time I'm using that angle. And it's pretty cool when you're looking down at the board. Some of it's good, but I also found that it kind of limits the view where you can see. And I'll talk about that some more later. But here I'm looking for a chop, and I'm trying to do a spin, like a 360 spin. Been watching Daniel do that. He's gonna do one right here in this footage, and so I'm trying to do that too, just going toe side and then just spinning around. I'm able to sometimes pull off at 180 doing like a jump jibe, but the 360 spin is a little bit tricky because once you come around, you have to also switch your wing around you, so switch the wing to the other hand. So I haven't been able to pull those off yet, but starting to get a little bit closer. So this spot's been super fun. Getting more and more people are out here now. When we first started coming here, it was just a couple of guys, less than a handful of guys going out, and now it's actually getting pretty busy on the water. But it's fun. It reminds me of the old windsurfing days. Here I'm going out and I see Daniel and Lileo on a wave, and then the next wave I'm jibing on it, a little hand drag, and then as I'm coming back in, I see Daniel and Lileo in a pile in the water, and I'm not really sure what happened. But later on, we have our WhatsApp group, and everybody posts video on there. Edmund actually shot a video of this exact scene from the cliffs. I'm on the left there going out, and Daniel and Lileo riding on the wave. And I guess Daniel jibed into the wave after Lileo was already on it, but here he's doing a cutback, and Leo's doing a bottom turn, and they just run into each other. So bummer, but everyone's friends here, so no hard feelings. Stuff happens, but I think Daniel ended up with a hole in his board, so he's pretty bummed. But stuff like that happens, and it's just part of the fun, I guess. Here's Daniel showing how to do a light wind takeoff, getting up on the foil, and here you can see like having the chest mount, kind of the arms get in the way, the wing gets in the way, the harness the leash line, everything's kind of in the field of view a little bit. So it's really not the ideal place to mount the camera. Also, my body is covering part of it as well, so you can't get a lot of the angles that you can get, for example, with the camera mounted behind my back. Here I'm doing a tack going a heel side, I guess you would say, and let's watch it again in slow motion. I bring the wing over my head and I kind of push the wing through the wind with my hand. I got that trick from the stand-up zone, and that works really well because it allows you kind of to turn through the wind more quickly. And before, I ended up a lot of times getting stuck with my wing kind of fluttering flat over my head, and by kind of pushing it through the wind, I'm able to kind of turn quickly. And that's a really good move because let's say if you're going out to the waves and the wave is kind of peaking upwind, then you can turn upwind. If the peak is downwind, you can turn downwind. So being able to tack both directions really helps. Here I'm switching to underhand grip before my jibe, and I jibe around, and then I can just keep my hand in that position through the jibe. I don't have to switch hands in the jibe, so that's a good move too. If you're jibing, just switch it to underhand grip right before the jibe, and it allows you to just keep the wing in that same hand position through the jibe without switching. And then I went straight to grabbing the front handle. And one advantage of having the echo wing is that you can use that front handle, unlike the original duotone foil wing that didn't really handle well. If you let go of the boom, you couldn't really just hold it by the front handle, it would just be too unstable. The new echo wing is definitely a much more stable wing in the surf, which is nice. So here I'm behind Leo, and you can see how that my arms and everything else kind of obstructs the view with the chesty mount, unfortunately, but it's still a pretty good angle. And what I liked about it is that it doesn't affect your sailing as much as having the thing behind your head. The waist mount with the arm behind your back really gets in the way when you're tacking. I noticed that, and it can damage the wing, as you've seen if you've watched some of my older videos. Here I'm jibing into the wave with Leo. I asked him to make sure it's cool first, so he wouldn't run into me. Just joking. But yeah, I mean, riding waves together with a friend is really fun. You just have to kind of make sure you keep enough distance between each other that you don't run into that situation where you run into each other. Here, some more footage that I shot from the cliffs before I went down there. Yeah, this is, I think, Mote and Danny sharing a wave together and just getting a nice long ride going right on that wave. And right there's a kind of a deeper channel on the inside too, which is nice because when you're on a foil, you always want to make sure you don't end up in the shallows. There's another wave that's further upwind from here, but that gets really shallow on the inside, so it can be a little bit more tricky to ride. This is Kaori, and on the left, Jason in the water. They're a couple, and they've been out wing foiling pretty much every day, and it's just really cool to watch them, how fast they've been improving and progressing. They mostly just stay on the inside, going in and out and in and out, not going all the way out, I guess, trying to just stay on the inside in the smaller waves. Getting really good at tacking and jibing. This is Jason. He just got a new Echo wing as well. This is his 4-meter Echo. He's really liking it. And just today, actually, they came by the shop and he picked up a duotone unit wing for Kaori. And I gave some good feedback on it. Unfortunately, the first one they got had an issue with the bladder and was leaking air, so we had to replace the first one. So here's just some more random footage from our WhatsApp group. This is Mote's footage from his GoPro 360 camera that he's mounting on his wing. Here's Derek Hamasaki with a cool move. He goes out, he kind of turns into the wave upwind like he's tacking, but without switching the wing to the other side. So he's keeping the wing on the same side, but just kind of holding it in neutral behind him, and then he kicks back out of the wave and then just has the wing already in that right position, and then he's going out to do the whole thing all over again. So here's another wave he's going into, and he's going to turn into the wind, into it, pumping onto it, and just keeping the wing behind him in neutral, riding the wave, going right on the wave and doing some carving turns, and then just kind of kicking out again and just keeping the wing on the same side. So basically like tacking but without switching the wing over. So that's a real interesting move. I don't think I've seen anyone else do that before. So nice one, Derek. Derek's always been very creative on trying out new moves and so on. Here he's gonna go for a jump, and then you'll see on his landing the camera kind of shifts a little bit. Loading up, coming down, and then, oh, now you can see the Jimmy Lewis logo. All right, here's some more footage. Daniel, he's actually been pulling some of these off as a slow motion, looking for a chop, coming low, pushing up, using the wing to lift him up, doing a tweak, and then almost pulling it off. I've seen him pull those off, and it looks pretty cool. Here he's got another nice ride. Daniel's just a really good surfer and foil surfer. Edmund, what are you doing with that zoom? Stop it. Anyway, but yeah, Daniel's super smooth. It's really fun to watch him surf, and yeah, Daniel's been really impressive too. How quickly he progresses. I guess he's one of those guys who has the luxury of lots of time right now. He's out of work, furloughed, so he's got lots of time to practice his wing foiling skills. And in case you think you're too old to wing foil, this is my good friend Jeff Chang. He's in his 60s and he's making it look easy. He's charging hard every day. So, 60s is definitely not too old to wing foil. Just watch Jeff, he charges. And it's pretty smooth. Some more footage from Edmund from the cliffs. He's been filming a lot and posting a lot of video, which is really cool. Thanks, Edmund. I was just joking about the zooming, but you don't need to zoom all the time. So this was another nice day with nonstop action. The guy's getting lots of waves, lots of rides, going left, going right, doing carving turns. There's Danny again. He's getting pretty smooth on riding the waves too. So just going in the waves definitely adds a whole new dimension to wing foiling, being able to ride the waves. And cool thing about the wing is that you can really pretty much turn off the power and put it in neutral, which you can't really do when you're windsurfing or kite surfing. Totally have the wing depowered and just ride it in neutral pretty much. So that's a cool thing about the sport. And that's pretty much all the footage I got for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, thank you so much for watching our videos. Please subscribe down below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy it. And we'll keep them coming every Saturday morning from Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha.